So Atlanta PD, the authorities acted swiftly in having the individual in custody in relation to the death of young Scooter. That's the thing that I've been wondering here, because I'm like, yo, off top, this should not be hard to find her with technology, what it is, GPS, all kinds of ish. They should be able to know right where this call came from. As a quick update, someone called this woman claiming to be Neighborhood Watch and said all kinds of wild false allegations that there was shots being fired, there was a woman being beat, she had a baby with her, a man was beating her, there was an ex-trafficking ring, drug dealing, shots fired, just so many wild claims to where the police pulled up SWAT-like presence, and young Scooter died running from the scene. As the police pulled up, they swatted young Scooter and the individuals he was with. It is crazy. And he cut his leg on a fence running. And they got her. They got her, as I was like, man, this shouldn't take long, and it didn't. But what I was curious is, will she be charged with a crime that's like manslaughter or something to that extent, directly bearing the responsibility of his death? And currently she's charged with transmitting a false public alarm. So my question was, is this a felony, a misdemeanor? And authorities are saying at the time the case is still under investigation. So I don't know the way it's going to work, if she could be hit with another charge directly bearing, because this is just basically like for the call. Do you know what I'm saying? But I was like, is this a felony? What's the deal? And it can be if it involves a threat to critical infrastructure, is a felony punishable by imprisonment for 5 to 10 years, a fine up to 100,000, or both. And in a more detailed explanation for this Georgia penal code, right? If felony status, if the false alarm involves a request for emergency services assistance related to a purported destructive device or hazardous substance located in a place that could endanger human life or cause property damage, it becomes a felony. That sounds like a BOMB threat, I believe, right? Comment and let me know what you think. Conviction for the felony carries a minimum of 5, maximum of 10. Other false alarm offenses: making a false report of a crime or fire in Georgia is a misdemeanor, carrying a penalty of up to 1,000 in fines or up to 1 year in jail. That sounds more like what we're talking about here with young Scooter, that they were making a false report or crime. So that would be this situation, I would believe, and that's only a misdemeanor. That's nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know. Young Scooter's family has put this statement out, and his son went off the night of his passing, because if you call originally, there wasn't a lot of info, just that young Scooter had passed, and we seen his son calling out the police, furious. We later found out what exactly happened, and the police did make it clear in their press conference that it was BS, that when they got there, none of this was going on. They reiterated, though, hey, we didn't discharge our weapon and kill young Scooter. He died running, cutting his leg on a fence. And that's what's wild with this swatting stuff. There seems to really be no way to police it unless it's come from a particular caller or associated with the particular same address before. Do you know what I mean? It's wild. It's happened many times, and people have lost their lives in many different ways, but the police made it clear, we didn't kill him, they were saying. We didn't discharge our weapon, and now we're looking for this woman. Scooter's family, his son, was heated, and they put out the following statement here. As the individual in custody is Demetria Spence, And the statement that his family put out is, "We are completely devastated by the loss of Kenneth Young Scooter Bailey and are currently still waiting for more information to understand the circumstance. Young Scooter was more than just a hip hop artist. He was a phenomenal father and mentor to a lot of Atlanta youth pursuing both sports and music. Scooter was their advocate and support system. He always encouraged his children and the youth to pursue their dreams no matter what. The family is grateful for the outpouring of support and love from the city and all over the country. At this time, they are requesting privacy and prayers as they grieve and wait for answers." And you see here, this woman's in custody. This isn't going to cut it, right? A misdemeanor. It's messed up, right? Like, I don't know. Will there be, like, what was her reason for doing that too? It's like such a senseless crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's many ways to look at a lot of incidents and things that happen, and it all depends on one's perspective and point of view about a lot of different situations. But you heard this 911 call. If not, like, you can, it's right over at TMZ. I'll link it below. It's like, yo, what was your reason for doing this? To sit back and watch? Were you right there to watch police roll up thinking they have a SWAT-like situation? You know what I mean? Because this has been going on a long time. People have been swatting people even before the internet and everything. It's like, what kind of twisted individual are you? And, once again, a brief update if you weren't up on the original story. Police came up there and they opened the door. The individual was at the house. They weren't like, oh, ish, as individuals do at times when they are up to no good. Like, yo, don't answer that door. They opened the door, seen the police were tripping, slammed the door, and Scooter dipped out the back, hit a fence, cut his leg, femoral artery, bled out. This woman's charged with the misdemeanor. Just doesn't really seem right, and then on top of it, but it's still under investigation. Maybe more charges will come. There's also in some states the felony law, right, where if you in commission of a felony, if someone dies under any circumstance, that's a homicide charge. But this ain't a felony, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if they hit her with more charges she's due in court. But that's so twisted, man. Her stupid games killed a man, in my opinion. And, again, I'll link the 911 call below. She went in such detail to make so many claims. This is going on. That's going on. Hurry. This woman's not going to make it. And, she got her wish. I don't know her, right? But that seems to be why she was motivated for something that happened and someone died. So RIP Young Scooter. Hit the comments. Stay tuned for updates. Subscribe to the channel. It's Coffee signing out.